Hello, I'm going to show you how you could access your Cers, C-E-R-S. This is the platform through TOMS that will help you look at how the students in your class have performed in the IAB. So you're going to go and type in the website that I highlighted, CAASPP.org. Scroll down, or wherever you are, click here, California Educator Reporting System, or Cers. Same login as when you administer the TOMS IAB. Don't click on the sandbox, click on the one on the left. Enter your credentials. Remember to save your password. So make sure that you write down and have saved your password. It's the same thing that you use when you administer the IABs with the TOMS account. Once you come in here, you'll be able to see all of your classes. So what I want you to pay attention to is this number that's right here. That's the period. AF just means fall. So this is period 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, and homeroom. And during my conference of period 2 and period 6, I don't get to see that roster. Period 3 has been rostered to someone else, so that's why this is not visible in this area. So you have several ways for you to get into looking at the students. You could go to look at the IAB dashboard. When you click on it, you get to see in this particular page with this particular class, period 1, where they are. So 30 out of 33 students took the test for ELA informational text, and for this section 31 out of 33, and you get to see how many. 10% out of the 30 did above standard, 47% of the 30 did near standard, and 43 did below standard. And then for math, you get to see those results. And then over here, you navigate to the other classes, and you get to see the exams that everyone took and the overall results that the students gave you. So what happens if this shows up? That means that this particular student was administered the wrong IAB for ELA. So the correct one is here. And then I just peruse the other classes. Again, the same thing happened here. This individual was given the 6th grade ELA informational text. And then I look at my homeroom, and I have everyone in here that took the assessment. I'm interested in my period 1. I am interested in looking at the ELA scores. I click select, I have the check mark, and then I go view assessments. The next part is integral. I have to select all of the grayed out boxes because this allows me to view all the students that took this. That means for every session, I have to click on it. If you didn't pay attention, this number was changing. It kept on increasing for the number of students that took it. So there's 31 students that took this assessment. This is my scale score with a deviation of plus or minus 17 points. This means that if the student were to take this exam over again, the most that this program is estimating they'll do is be above 17 points on average or below. And then again, you get to see how many score proficient. 10% out of 31, 48 out of 31, 42 out of 31. Down here, you get to see the names of the students and their individual scale score. You get to see who took a standardized and non-standardized test and their score. You could filter these as well. and you can filter the scale score. So you get to see every single student that's listed here. One of the things as math and English teachers I'm recommending for you to do is click on this little book. This book is going to take you to Tools for Teachers, and you're going to get to see the resources that are applicable to these IABs that the students took. But before we get there, I want to show you one very important information. I want you to click on the student's name, and you get these three pieces. You can go ahead and hit print, create the report. I'll wait for this report to be generated, and then you will see what happens. So earlier, I did the same thing for the same individual. So from pending, it's going to switch over to completed. Once it does that, click on the student, and you're going to click download report. It's going to download as a PDF. You could do this for every single student if you choose to, or one. And then this is what the student's report will look like. It gives them the name of the title and their score and where they are relatively to these three bands. So again, just something if you wish to give to the students. Going back to the IABs for first, it does kick you out. Go through the process again. Notice that the number is increasing of the students that took it. And some of you might be interested, but I want to see how the student performed. And I just click Sochi's response. And I clicked on a different individual. So this is a particular test for this child. And you get to see the correct answers with a 1, incorrect have a 0. And you get to see, by clicking on this, what the students got correct. So this particular student got this answer correct. There's the question, and there's the answer that the student input in here. And then if I look at number 2, again, it gives me the same information, what the student selected. And I am interested to see in a question that the student got incorrect, which happens to be right here. Right? How do I know? Because they have 0 points. And there's others that there's 0 points. So for instance, I could have gone here to question 3, and then it will tell me what the student input for the answer. With these 3 that I have open, you can look at the rubric and the exemplar, and then the item information as well. So you can look at it a little bit deeper and more in depth. So this was for math for this particular student. As I mentioned earlier, when you look at the student scores, you have to select every single grade out assessment so you could get the bigger picture. I also showed you how to get to the Tools for Teachers resources. These 3 are the same. No need to click on 3 of them. You could also get to that particular same resource using this piece right here. Instructional resources. The next thing is, once you click on this, you can look at the items. This is for the whole class, or looking at those distractors that I gave you. So I know you're more interested in the students' results. This is what you'll do. Those instructional resources are just for you to use to work with your class. You cannot use the assessment, as we're going to be using this again. So when you're over here looking at these assessments, it's going to guide you to these expressions and equations, and it's going to tell you as an intervention what you could work on and what you could do with the students. Suggestions for interventions, things to consider, the background of the test, any academic vocabulary words. And these are just resources, right? Here's a piece for you to consider using equations and expressions. On the left-hand side, you have more resources for you to use as well that will help the students out. When you're in Tools for Teachers, you could look at everything that's listed over here, and I have bookmarked a couple of resources for me to go back and look at. So for instance, this is a grade 6, claim 1, target D, that is aligned with NS 8. And like that, once I click on it, these are resources I could use with my students as I reinforce or enrich particular skills that I know that they need to master or that need to go a little bit deeper. So with that, please look at the Cers, look at what the students got correct, what they missed, what they need, and use tools for teachers.